I want to show you the most common dirt bike clutch problems so that you can ride longer without having to work on your bike as much. So if you notice one of these symptoms, then you know you need to stop and troubleshoot it, fix it, before it causes an even bigger problem. So a common clutch problem is when you put it into gear and the bike stalls. This is generally caused by the clutch dragging, or maybe your clutch is just not properly adjusted. So the clutch perch, it has a knob with a nut. You just want to adjust that so there's a little bit of slack, so you can wiggle the lever just a tiny bit before the clutch disengages. Have you ever had your dirt bike slip out of gear when you're accelerating? So it's like, this is a common clutch problem, and it may not be because of a transmission problem. So when you accelerate hard and it feels like it slips out of gear, this is the clutch slipping. And it could be caused by clutch that's out of adjustment, but it may just be that your clutch plates or discs are worn out and need to be replaced. So there's the metal discs and the fibers. So when the fibers are not gripping the metal plates well enough, they're going to slip off of it, and that's when it disengages out of gear. So you may just need some new fibers. Another clutch problem is when your dirt bike is lacking power, especially on the top end. So when your clutch has a lot of hours on it, it starts to wear out and it just doesn't feel like you have that snap, that acceleration, that top end power. There's a good chance that your clutch is worn out and needs to be replaced. Does your clutch have a notchy feeling? So when you pull on the lever and you start to accelerate and you slowly let out the clutch and it feels kind of notchy, especially with the lever, how it feels. This is usually notches in the clutch basket. You might be able to file them down if they're not too bad. However, the best bet is just by simply replacing the basket. This is just due to natural wear and tear, and the harder you are on your clutch, the more you slip it, the quicker it's going to wear out. Another common clutch problem is when your clutch lever is hard to pull. So you try pulling it in, you need 2, 3, maybe all 4 fingers to pull it in, otherwise you're going to get arm pump. This could be caused by a few things. One common mistake that people make is not lubricating the cable. Obviously, if you have hydraulic, you can't lubricate it, but if you have a cable operated clutch, then you should be using cable lubrication every once in a while. So when it gets dry, it's rubbing inside on the rubber hose, and this causes more friction. So when you lubricate it, it'll slide a lot more easier and be easier to pull. Another reason could be you installed heavy-duty clutch springs. Now this helps prevent clutch slipping, but it also makes it harder to pull. Another common problem is when your clutch starts dragging when the engine gets hot. So maybe you've been riding a while, you're riding some trails, maybe they're tight and technical and you're using the clutch, and it starts dragging. So when you have the clutch all the way pulled in, the bike still wants to keep moving. This is because the clutch is getting too hot, it's expanding, there's too much friction, and you need to let the bike cool down, or else the plates will start warping if they get too hot. Now, a simple way to help prevent that is by improving your clutch control, and I can show you how to do that with this simple video here. Click here to check it out. Have you had any of these clutch problems? Let me know in the comments below. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun because you're not working on your bike all the time.